Right. All right. Right. Here we are once again, my friends. Yes, sir. All right, let me get this squared away here. And we are once again. Yeah, I really like this song. I think this is gonna become the theme. It will become the theme. Here we go again on this Saturday. Uh feels like I'm doing some due diligence and I might as well do it while I'm live. Why not? So that you guys can see just how I do my due diligence and perhaps can make sense of this circus that the stock market is lately. Hence the music, my friends. September 20th, Saturday, second time today. I felt like going because I'm doing my own research right now. And I figured, you know what? I'm gonna go live. Why not? That way I can chill with the gang, run them through what I'm working on, and they can see kind of how I go about picking a stock. Why not? Um, I hope you guys are doing great, having a good time, and that you guys are indeed ready for Monday. I will not go live on Monday because I have something to do. The little one of my eldest son has an appointment at the doctor's office, and so I figured, you know what, will not be present then, so I'm just gonna go live um, a couple of times today. So working on some stuff, and I figured, I'm gonna go say what's up to my players, friends, and homies over here. Good evening, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Sorry, the lighting's a little off. I need to work on my lighting. Also, the sun is gone, so it's going to be a little darker. Hopefully, you guys can hear me well. Hopefully, you guys can see me just fine. And here we go. Jude K's in the house. Well, look at that. There's some of you guys out right now. Seven of you. Jude K is in the house saying, "What's up?" Bobby Atkinson, evening player. Always be writing. Evening Savage and all. Jay Gill's in the house. Always be writing. Marisa Tourney or Tourney? Hi, hi. Jude K sounds like Savage is excited. Bobby Atkinson, second job. Work's done for the weekend. See ya at home. That is what's up, player. Um, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you guys are, chilling at the house, having maybe a couple of drinks or more, relaxing with the family. And if you guys are like me, this is kind of our quiet time, at least mine, when I go into my room and I read about, and research different companies and, some new, some maybe companies that I had been looking at in the past for whatever reasons I didn't pull the trigger, and now I may be ready to. So, anyways, here I is, and gonna go and see, what what you guys are working on, as well as I want you guys to see what I'm working on, and perhaps shoot this by you guys, run it by you, and see what you guys think, because I'm actually thinking about adding a new ticker to the Savage 20, and so I'll still call it the Savage 20, but it's just another one to add. Maybe I'll take one out of the ones that are in the back. I think Lucid went away, and so I had to work on a replacement. Not saying Lucid is not coming back. It's just that it makes no sense to keep it as one of the Savage 20 if I'm not trading it at this point, right? And you guys know I like to be transparent when it comes to me investing. And if I'm not investing, and a couple of people actually asked me about Lucid, and I told them, I'm not in the stock anymore. And it just makes no sense for it to be one of the Savage 20 if it's not, I'm not trading it. And I also tell you guys, all the stocks that I talk about, for the most part, 99% of the time, I am trading in the interest of full disclosure. Second job's done. Second one actually is the first person I actually guess it. Uh, okay, Marisa Tournay. Right on. Sounds good. Sounds good. Um, Friends, the day is done. My daughter's soccer game went well. She kind of she fell during the first quarter, and well, during the first half, of her soccer game, and she ended up kind of banging her wrist a bit. She said it hurt, and then the ref was basically saying, "I'm not going to have you here if your wrist hurts." Took her out. She was angry because she could have kept playing, but she found out that maybe sometimes when the ref asks you how you're doing, you're going to say, "I'm fine." Keep playing. If it doesn't feel well, then you can come out. But don't give the ref any ammunition to say, "I can't have a hurt player on the field. You got to go." She learned a good lesson today. She went back on the second half, and she had a couple of assists. Her team won. Nothing that we can't fix happened, but So, anyways, day is done. Went for lunch to a nice restaurant. Kids now are hanging out, so I get to have a breather for myself. And I was just going through, some companies that I'm thinking about, maybe putting the trigger on. And I came upon one of them and figured, you know what, I'm doing the research. Let me go on and make a video and talk to the gang, see how you guys are doing. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. What are you guys working on? I sound excited, says Jude K. Man, I'm always excited. Any day above ground is a good day, right? And given the fact that people were so, things were so crazy during the pandemic, and now people are out, and we're kind of getting our feet from underneath us, right? And although it's been a few years, it still feels weird once in a while when you see people with the mask, right? But yeah, man, I always try to stay positive, and especially when we're making money. I mean, yeah, I know I talk a lot of crap about the stock market and how it's overvalued, and it is. I know that a lot of stocks are overvalued, and they are. But at the end of the day, if the stock market wants to keep going up, who am I to say no? Who am I to say, "Oh, I don't want my stocks to be worth more money," right? No, I'm still going in through cash secure puts. I still acquire the companies that I want to own, and I get them through cash secure puts, and then I sell cover calls against them to bring in money. There's nothing going on here that I wouldn't do any other day. So Mary's saying, checking what's actually the visualizer in the house saying, "My guy." All right. So all right, here we go. What am I working on right now? Well, um, let's see here. I've actually been looking at this company, XYZ or Block, right? And I'm very, very excited because I see um, some stuff that they're working on, and it sets off a lot of bells, right, in my head, and so I was looking at this company when it was around $60, $65 a share. It's a little more expensive now, but but there's still no reason why I can't own it if I go through a cash secure put, right? And so let's see. The ticker is XYZ or Block, right? Formerly Square. Um, and that's kind of the company that I'm looking at. I'm reading a lot about it, and it's just I was looking at it back in the day. Um, I kind of did my own due diligence, but I'm kind of looking at the AI overview here and there, and the fact that they're working on perhaps getting into the crypto space. It's very interesting how they may work that out, but if they do, um, I mean, whether I want to accept it or not, I think crypto is here to stay now. I think the people want it, right? And although all these economists were saying in the past, that there's no way that you can't have something that's worth nothing, and I mean, there's actually banks that are now basically backing crypto. It's here to stay. So, what do we do in case of of I don't know stocks that usually would be you know like credit card companies or cash apps and such, and they start taking Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other type of crypto, right? Um, well, that's kind of what what Block is working on, right? And so that's a big market. It's a new market. It's an emerging market, but that's just one of the technicals. And one of the bullet points that I'm looking at, right? And let's see. Right now, the stock itself is trading for $76.90, right? So Friday, that's kind of what it was trading when the market closed. I was looking at it when it was $65, and this was around, I would say July, around July. So many things were happening in July, and I think that I saw potential elsewhere. I think SoFi was starting to emerge. Um, Unity started to really like emerge, and Roblox started kind of like running away. Palantir obviously mooning, and Nvidia influx, right? So like there's so much of my portfolio that my attention just went that way, that route. And because I'm looking at other companies, and that's what the opportunity is at then. Um, so, anyways, I figured why not look into Block now, right? The ticker is XYZ. Just if you guys don't know, um, not the sexiest premium per se, but see when the economy is kind of in a position where I think things may be a little frothy. Um, I don't know. Yes, premiums are good, but you also have to start looking at not just risky plays, right? You also have to start looking at some place that may be safer. Not saying that, I know when there's going to be a downturn, the way that things are looking, the market wants to go up. I'm not. Who am I to say no to the market going up, right? I may think it's nuts. I may think a lot of things that are overvalued, but I think that XYZ or Block is undervalued, and I think I see a lot of potential. Um, and so um, I figured I would go and give you guys kind of like you know um, some of the pointers that I was working on, and see what you guys think of it. That I would have to go into my library um, and see if I can find my project here. But I'm going to share something with you guys, and here it is. Let me see here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but hopefully you guys can see it. All right, so my overview, right? At least according to AI here, of Block or XYZ stock, right? There's recent, yes, several recent analyses from early to mid 2025 suggest a bullish sentiment for Block XYZ stock, driven by strong technical indicators, improving fundamentals, fair valuation, and long-term potential tied to crypto and fintech innovation. Everything is telling us, right? Fintech is on the rise. I mean, SoFi is on the rise. All these other, you know, uh, buy now, pay later apps are on the rise. Borrowing is on the rise. And although, yes, defaults are also on the rise, for the most part, I think that Block is actually on its way to $100 a share. And it's a good, sound stock that has very good fundamentals, is very well ran, right? And I believe the CEO, isn't it Jack Dorsey? It's the same guy from Twitter, right? Yeah, the CEO. So it's an extremely well ran uh, company, and it's a CEO is exemplary in my opinion. The guy's a rock star. Uh, Analysts and institutional investors are showing confidence evidenced by high consensus, buy ratings, and unusual put option activity, suggesting they are betting on future gains. However, investors should be aware of macroeconomic challenges, competitive pressures in fintech, and the fluctuating crypto market that could impact performance. Arguments for a bullish sentiment. Positive technicals, strong moving averages, and other indicators confirm an uptrend in the stock's performance. Stronger fundamentals, while the revenue growth may be uninspiring, and this is all just because the economy is not as great as they're letting us believe it is. But it doesn't matter because if they start accepting crypto, it's going to be a game changer. And because they're working on a lot of other things down the pipeline, there's significant improvement in earnings per share and EBITDA, indicating resilient business performances according to Seeking Alpha. Fair valuation metrics suggest that the stock is fairly valued, making it an attractive long-term opportunity. Fintech and crypto exposure. Block is a key player in fintech and cryptocurrency, now offering exposure to the long-term growth potential of these industries. Lowered outlook sets bar. Management's lowered outlook for 2025 creates a lower baseline for performance, improving the chances of beating expectations and maintaining a bullish sentiment. So this is what I've been telling you guys, right? What have I been saying? I've been saying that all these companies are coming with, their earnings, and they are letting that guidance is lower. We don't have as much money as we did earlier on because people are not spending as much as they did in the past. So the economy is not as great as they're leading us to believe in some circles. And although the stock market is high, right, sentiment is down and things are just more expensive. However, okay, rates are coming down, and we just had the first rate cut in a while. I think we're going to get another one in October, not one in November, but we're going to have one in December. And I believe, and this is my personal opinion, obviously, right, that we're going to get 4 or 5 rate cuts before elections next year. It's an election year, and because the powers that be want money to be cheaper, they want more people to have access to money. I think that this is actually going to be good for Block, right, or Square, whatever you want to call it, because it just means that people are going to have access to more money cheaper, and then they're going to basically say, I'm going to borrow more money, and then I'll be able to shop more. And whether I like it or not, people like to live beyond their means. People like to borrow money, and then they like to go shopping for whatever, get themselves in a hole, especially when the economy is in a downturn. And that's why, credit card delinquencies and such are up. But this is just information that's out there. You can research it, right? But it means that it's money's cheaper to borrow. The company could borrow a lot more money for cheaper and then work in their infrastructure, grow as a company, and their earnings per share go up. It's kind of how it works. uh, Analyst confidence, a high consensus buy rating from analysts as unusual bullish are put up to. Okay, so uh, the risk competitive landscape. Block operates in a highly competitive market for digital wallets, BNPL, and merchant services, facing threats from established and emerging players. Slowing growth. Growth has slowed compared to Block's earlier high growth. Regulatory uncertainty. The buy now and pay later sector and data privacy are subject to regulatory uncertainty, which could impact Block's operations and growth. And to that, I say, I don't think so. Look who's in office. Uh, Look who's in power. these guys don't like regulations, and at least for the next 2 years, no regulations. If anything, new regulations are going to be the key word there, or the key words. But yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. Crypto volatility doesn't matter. Crypto's here to stay. Yes, it's volatile up and down, but at the end of the day, it's just going up, right? So yes, like Bitcoin was $30,000, then it went to 50, then to 40, then it's 60, then it went to 35, but it keeps going up, right? It's kind of like the stock market. It goes up, down, and it fluctuates, but overall it goes upwards. So that's kind of like, one of the reasons that I'm very bullish on block, and I think it's going to be one of those that I'm going to be adopting as a Savage 20, and it's kind of going to be one of those that is on the safer side, right? Don't look for like a sexy premium. Like if you do a $55 cash secure put, $60 cash, don't expect $10 back. It's not going to be one of those. A good healthy $5 would not be out of the out of out of the realm of possibilities, right? Especially for a stock that's pretty solid, and in a downturn economy, in a time when things are in flux, and in case we hit that snafu, you're gonna own a pretty good company, and I don't think that it would go down as dramatically as many of others would. If anything, they would, I think, be pretty set or go up in value, because again, people will get themselves in a little in a bind, and they rather live beyond their means than not. And that's just the way that America works, man. Let's see here. Gilgo Beach Slayer is in the house. Market melt up continues. Money printers on override. Straight up, man. With a burr. Money gonna go burr. Avocados in the house making an appearance, my friends. The crazy avocados in the house saying the printer is on. About to go burr. If anybody sees Wing Commander Saga, let them know the avocado made an appearance. Anyway, let's see here. Bobby Atkinson. Let's see, what do you talk about? Me, please spell race SoFi to 30. Yeah, no, SoFi's going to 30. We already know that. At this point, I told people you can buy back those $30 cash secure puts expiring in 2026, and some in 2027, and take your money, because SoFi is going to 35, 30, 35. But this is the thing. The $40 cash secure puts on SoFi now, wait for a little downturn, right? Wait for it to take a little breather, because SoFi will take a breather. It goes down, I don't know, $1 in a day or something, right? It goes from like, I don't know, 29 to like 28, 27.50. It goes up 4%, down 4 or 5%, right? Nice little red day. Go through a cash secure put, right? A $40 cash secure put expiring in 2027. $40, 2028, bring in a nice chunk of change. SoFi is going to 50 in 2028, but I don't know when, right? It's just one of those that you have to know what you hold. You have to see what's happening. Like what's the writing on the wall? The writing on the wall is telling you, money's going to be cheaper. Interest rates are coming down. That's actually good for SoFi. More loans, and we know that SoFi doesn't loan to people that are like just losers. I hate to say it, but they're not going to loan out to someone that's got a 600 or 550 credit score. The average person that borrows money at SoFi and takes out a loan has a 600 or 762 FICO score or something like that. You guys can Google it. You don't have to take my word for it. But again, January 21st, 2028, cash secure puts on SoFi. $40 cash secure puts. $17. Ask for $17. Why not? You almost getting 50% back right off the bat. What is wrong with that? You take a cash secure put on SoFi, $40 in 2028. Question is, do you believe? Where is your conviction? Where is your conviction? You were here when SoFi was 5, 6, 7, $8, and you knew SoFi was $30. You knew it in your bones, and everyone else was telling you you're crazy. What is SoFi? That's not even. Is it a bank? What is it? And you were like, it is a bank. They have a charter. It is a bank that has no debt. They don't have to worry about paying fucking infrastructure as far as real estate. They don't have to pay insurance on that real estate. They don't have to pay security guards. They don't have to pay tellers, right? They don't have to pay insurance for those tellers, right? Medical insurance, I'm talking about. They don't have to pay for anything that has to do with overhead expenses. They don't have to pay for electrics, water. They don't have to pay any of that. All that money is back to us, right? The shareholders. They do have, headquarters. They do, have little areas here where you can go in and, talk to someone that works for SoFi. But for the most part, it's a digital bank. All that money they're saving, all those billions of dollars are just going back to SoFi. So do you think that SoFi is going to be $40 in 2028? It just went from $8 to $30 within a year. Do you think it's going to be $40 in 2028? It's a cash grab, guys. It's a fucking cash grab. Free money. Pardon my français. Pardon my français, mon ami et monsieur. Mademoiselle. But I mean, that's what it is. It's a cash grab. It's there. $40 cash secure put. You can ask for $17. Little stinky stinker. Don't go at 60, 75. Thumb your nose at that. Go to $17 in case it goes down a bit. And guess what? If you go in on a day when the stock market goes, or not the stock market, sorry, SoFi goes up 4-5%, these 17s, 16.75s would be like $18. You're bringing in closer to 50%. And if you have an account with Fidelity or with Charles Schwab that gives you 5% on the money you hold in there through cash secure puts, that's a 5% that they're giving you. And on top of this, then you're definitely getting over 50% return on your investment. And it compounds. What is wrong with that? So it's a cash grab. That's SoFi's money printers are turned on, my man, and SoFi is going to $50 a share easily. But it'll take time. We don't know. But a raise to $30, I mean, that's a long way from the this fucking Chia Pet Chirini. God, who was this guy from? His what outfit? I'm trying to remember the company he works for. He basically, he gave SoFi a 350 stock price target. That guy's a clown. Where is that motherfucker right there? Sorry, I had a couple of beers, guys. I'm feeling spicy. But I also, I do some of my best research when I've had a couple. Because I just chill, and at this point, I'm about making money, man. I'm about making money, and then like I told you guys at the beginning of the show, I I am enjoying this circus, and that's why this is going to become the this is going to become like my theme song for the show. I find it so awesome. I don't know about you guys, but this shit's awesome. Marcus be crazy. Marcus be crazy. Marcus be nuts. Marcus gonna make me $1 million. I'll tell you that for sure. But anyhow, so guys, $40 cash secure puts on SoFi. Remember, guys, when the stock was $20, and I think Uncle Bruce was telling people, take $25 cash secure puts out to 2027. And people were like, ooh. SoFi was like sometimes $17, $18, something like that, and he was saying 25s, and people were like, "Ooh, I get there," and I was with him. I was like, "Yeah." I actually did some 30s. I wrote some 30s, buddy, and I gang of cash. It's a cash grab. Those are ripe for me to buy them back. As soon as the stock touches $30, $31, buying those back, and I'm going in with them 40s. I'm gonna try to get as close to $20 as possible with those $4 cash secure puts. I'll tell you that right now. And that may be like a nice little goal for you, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. You guys can make that your own personal goal. See, whenever those $40 cash secure puts are $20, you're getting 50% back on the return on investment right then and there. And guess what? You can, instead of having your money in the bank, cash secure put in SoFi, $40. And then you take $2,000 that you just generated out of thin air, right? And you put it to work. You put it to work and you make more money. Okay. Now, whether you want to do one cash secure put, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. Look, everybody has a different portfolio. Everybody has a certain amount of money that they can spend to invest. I get it. This is why I'm a big proponent. When Uncle Bruce would say, you could just retire, and then just do this for a living, just trade and don't worry about it. You'll make money. It's not that simple. Right? I think that you should bust your ass as much as possible right now that you're younger and work as much as you can so you can dump as much money as possible into the stock market, into stocks that you believe in, right? Into companies that you yourself invest in. Do you go to Costco and shop a lot? Buy some Costco. Do you wear Nike a lot? Do you wear Lululemon? Fucking buy Lululemon. Fucking Lululemon. My wife is talking about going to Lululemon tomorrow, maybe, or something. And it's fucking, I never really cared, like, whatever. And I look at the pants and stuff, and I'm just like, are you kidding? $120 for some fucking yoga pants? $120? What? It's like $100 for like little workout, little shirts or whatever. Whatever. You know what? Listen, there's a market. People pay that. And they love that brand, and I myself have tested that brand by touching it. I will not say how, but I'm just like, oh, this is very soft. Yeah, I'm totally up. I'm okay with that. She wants to pay $120. I don't care. Fine. That's why I invest, right? But anyway, so Lululemon, it's a company that you invest in by buying, their product. Buy some Lululemon, right? What's another one? If you use Block a lot, buy the stock. You're always using Cash Apps, right? Do you use Apple a lot? Do you have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone? I have a Samsung. I love Samsung. But do you have an iPhone? Are you always on iPhone? Fucking buy some Apple stock. It's that simple. Just gotta have conviction, and you have to say, this is where I'm planting my flag, and this is where I want to invest. And you start. You don't need $1 million. You don't need a ton of money. You can start investing with $100, and you don't have to invest in the companies that I'm talking about right now. You can really just look at companies that are a lot more comfortable to get into, right? Look at QSI, right? QSI, it's not an expensive company. QSI is it's like $1.50, right? $1.53 per share right now. You have $153. You have $153. Buy 100 shares of QSI. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. When it gets to $4 or $5 a share, guess what? You're gonna trade, right? You're gonna go and you're gonna basically open your little ticker and say, go into options, and you're gonna sell an option, right? And you're gonna sell Quantum Psi for $7 a share in the future, and you're gonna bring in some premium. You're gonna get paid to hold the stock. Guess what? Now your tenant is paying you rent because your portfolio is your building. You're the manager of that building, and your tenants are the stock. Boom. Easy. It's this shit is not rocket science, guys. It ain't rocket science. Bobby Atkins saying, "Some Sweets race off is so far to 30, and I'm with it. I love it. Markets can stay irrational longer. I agree with you, Gilgo. They can listen. If they want to stay irrational for 4 more years, make me a multi millionaire. I am okay with that, brother. I am okay with that. My goal here is to make 100 millionaires that are watching me. 100 millionaires. If you happen to tune in and it's your first time watching me on the channel, know that I'm not selling any fucking courses. I'm not saying, hey guys, I'm going to have an event in Vegas. Come through for $350. You guys can hear me talk and you guys can see it. And then we're going to go through how I became a millionaire. I'm not, that's not me. I'm just a dumbass that decided to take the chance. I got lucky. I have some cool mentors, and I invested, and I'm trying to become the channel that I wish was available when I started investing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become the channel that I wish was here when I started investing. Like I don't want to buy. I didn't have the money to pay $1,000, to meet somebody to talk about like my own personal portfolio, because I didn't have that type of money, and I didn't want to pay, $1,000, $1,500 to go and look at your courses that you're selling, for like for 15, 20 courses, and you're gonna come in and you're gonna study and you're gonna have this. Here's the link, and then you can send us a chat. That's not no, like look, you're here, you're investing your time, and I appreciate it. You're giving me a nice thumbs up, and then let's talk shop, right? What am I talking about? I'm talking about, in being able to invest with less than $200. How did I choose this company? I looked at it, I looked at the metrics, I looked at the fundamentals, and at the end of the day, it's a stock that not 150 153 a share, 153 bucks, right? Worst case scenario, you lose 153 bucks. Guess what? I assure you, you've done dumber shit where you've lost more money than 153 bucks. Best case scenario, and this is more likely because it's actually not a terrible company, that stock goes to $10. That $153 just became $1,000 bucks. What? That's what the stock market is going. The stock market is the one device designed to go up. Yes, it goes and fluctuates up and down every day. Of course, that's what it does, right? But it is the one device that is designed to go up no matter what, by design. And you think all these fucking senators and House members that have been in office for 30, 40 years, you think they want to get poorer? You think they want their stocks to tank? No. What are they going to do? They're going to do whatever it is possible to pass legislation so that their portfolios are healthy and are in the green when they retire. Bottom line, so that way they can, pass it on to their kids. So yes, Gilgo, I'm with you. That the market can stay irrational for more. I don't care, dude. It's all good. I'm gonna go through cash secure puts, right? And I'm gonna grab the stocks that I'm looking at, and then when the stock runs 10, 15%, I'm gonna sell covered calls. Kilua Dre saying, I just lost you, dude. Morning and night, nice. Yes, sir. Like I said, I was, you know what, man? I had some time. My kids, my eldest is at the bowling alley. The other two are hanging out. My 6-year-old is starting to get along better with my 4-year-old because he's realizing he's not a baby. So it's cool to watch them hang out and they just do their own thing. My wife is just chilling with her mom. I just came to do some research and look at the next stock, a couple of them, and I'm just like, you know what, XYZ is looking good, block, right? And let me go and why don't I go live while I'm doing some research, and that way, I can touch base with you guys and shoot the shit, and you guys can pick my brain, or you guys can talk to me about something you're working on. I'm more than happy to fucking. You guys are my buddies, man. Savage. Kent's mom is in the house. Kent's mom, rock on. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Having a great. I hope you're having a great weekend for sure. Gilgo saying, I believe SoFi will have the Christmas rally we've all been waiting for. SoFi the 45.50 right Christmas. Unlikely. You also have to have realistic expectations, my friend. So no, I say sell some $35 cover calls for January. you should be fine. $35 covered calls for January, not terrible. And worst case scenario, say the stock does run. Say it runs. January, you could roll from 35 to 40s in May or June. You bring in a little more premium, you sell at 40. What's the problem? What's the problem? There's no problem at all, my friend. You're making money. So the whole point of in being in the stock market and investing is to make money. Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. I thought about getting a slaughtered pig picture, but then I was like, you know what? That's just gnarly. Like, I don't want to show you guys the pictures of hog fucking guts out, like out in the ground. It's fucked up. But like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But anyway, so I figure, you know what? Look, bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't get caught oinking around, man. Don't get caught oinking around. I don't know when you bought the stock, but if you bought the stock at $10, $12, you're pretty much tripling your investment, right? It's all good. Take some money off the table. Because what if SoFi does not go to 40 and 50? What if it goes to 20? What if it goes to 25? Then you're going to be like, oh, shit, I want to sell some covered calls. The fuck? Why? Why do people wait until like shit happens to sell covered calls? Like at that point, it's devalued, and like it's like you're bringing less premium to sell for less money. I just don't get it. Anyways, just Gilgo, don't mind me, dude. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Obviously, this is not financial information. There's not well, it is financial information, but this is not this is I'm just basically not trying to do with I'm not trying to give you and tell you what to do with your money, right? I'm just giving you an idea of what other options you have available, right? So like this is not financial advice. This is just information that I'm giving you, right? That's pretty much it. Gilgo saying so far we include into the S&P 500 soon. Yeah, we don't know that though. Like this is what if. Like, what if? Like, what if a fucking meteor hits us? What if SoFi does not get it, into the S&P 500 anytime soon, right? What if? Like, what if? Like, what do we know for sure? We know SoFi is almost $30 a share. We know that for a fact because it's there right now. We can see it. What do we know for sure? We know SoFi is giving you, $2.50 to $3 a share if you sell from 35 covered calls in January. You're essentially selling for 38. If you sold for $3 covered calls, $35 strikes, January, you're selling for $38. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that at all, my friend. Take advantage of the volatility, take advantage of the IV, right? And the volume and make some money. Make it real. Use that money for something else. Just my 2 cents. Kilo Dre said, I don't know if by Christmas, possibly by June 2026, if not the team won their full bonus. I agree. See, that's more likely. That's more of a realistic expectation and more in tune with what I'm thinking. I agree with Kalua Dre. Tom Kaufman saying, Savage on again. I am on again, brother. Roaring Yitty saying, what up? What's up, Roaring? How you doing? Chia Pet Guy, KPM, something like that. Yeah, no, so that, yeah, the Chia Pet, got Chirini, right? He's saying that SoFi was a 350 price target. I hope that motherfucker got fired by now. I'll tell you that right now. I hope he got fired by now. He's a clown. Dude is saying, let's go. Hit the thumbs up. Karen D's in the house. Did I forget to say hi, Karen D? You just said it, but all right. JJ saying, Savage. Say, JJ, what up, man? Bobby saying, if you're getting $20 on a $40 cash you put, every second cash you put is another cash you put. Agreed. And that is exactly it. It's a cash grab, Bobby. It's a fucking cash grab. It's going to be the same thing with Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab was 20. People were doing $30, $35 cash your puts. Those are fucking worthless now. They bought in at 40, 50%, way before time of expiration. Money off the table. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Thank you. May I have another? It's not personal, right? It is not personal. We're just trying to make some money here. And if you happen to, be on the same side as me, and make money, I think that's great. Let's see here. I actually had done some really good due diligence on Block, and I'm looking for it, guys. And I'm just yeah, I found it. Yeah, yeah. All right, so I put everything on my phone, so don't mind me. But look, Cash App plus Square are still driving real gross profit growth, right? Block reported accelerating gross profit and called out year on year gross profit margin growth. In recent investor decks, quarterly two gross profit shown was 2.45 billion. So that's a 14% year over year. That's the engine that funds everything else, right? Profitability improving. Management has flagged material margin, adjusted operating income improvement, operating leverage, transaction volumes normalized plus cost and discipline. See their investor presentation and quarterly filings if you'd like, because that's what I was looking at. And these are just my notes, by the way. So, cash generating model with runway to fund growth. Blocks filings and presentation show strong cash flow generation that supports products builds, M&A, afterpay, title error moves, and buybacks, returns of capital optionality, cash up reacceleration potential. Management repeatedly points to growth levers inside Cash App, borrow, BNPL, and such expansions, integrated afterpay flows, and such that can be reaccelerate monetization per user. That's optionality. That's optionality on top of Square's merchant business. Large sticky payments flywheel. Square GPV plus Cash App use, basically payments volume equals predictability or predictable recurring economics. Multi-year customer relationships, reduce churn, and improve lifetime value. Investor slides lay out Square GPV dynamics. So you can look at investor slides, so presentations that they've done in the past. S&P inclusion tailwinds. Block's recent inclusion into the S&P 500 provided index flows and improved institutional demand, taking some downside out of the price playbook. That's liquidity positive, right? That's a liquidity positive. Attractive valuation optionality versus its peers. After the sell-offs earlier in the year, Block's multiple compressed, but the company still has growth and positive margin recovery optionality that could be uh, restate multiples if Cash App reaccelerates. Uh, manageable regulatory regret risk priced in regret priced in. Block took some regulatory hits. The New York settlement, they have to pay $40 million in around there for Cash App KYC AML issues, but that's a finite and already disclosed. It's a headwind, but not in existential. If execution stays clean, that risk is contained. Execution and capital allocation credibility. Management has shown the ability to cut costs and prioritize profitable growth. When macro tightens, guidance trims plus cost saves were implemented, which matters when the consumer spends softens. And like I said, consumer spending is softening, right? Remember, I said that people are spending a little less, but when there is a lot more rate cuts, and there will be a lot more rate cuts coming, um, there's going to be cheaper money out there, right? Like I said, people are going to be able to borrow, and people will use, even if they are living beyond their means, will use Cash App payments. They're not going to want to pay, credit cards and such. They're going to use Cash Apps. They're going to use, PayPal. Um, so good. It's all positive for Block at this point. I see it going to $110 a share. Anyways, multiple catalysts are on the deck. Pipeline items are Cash App monetization, pushes BNPL to borrow, Square products rollouts, potential crypto Bitcoin related products optionality. Wins on any of these could reaccelerate gross profit and lift the stock. So, Block's core payments, cash up monetization gives its recurring high quality gross profit. Management cut costs where needed. Regulatory noise is finite. S&P inclusions, product optionality provide upside. So we just, even if consumer spending is down a bit, um, I don't think that's going to be like a negative. I mean, because people are still going to spend, right? And even if they spend less, if you contract, all these costs, they're going to use AI to take away a lot of the entry level positions on Block, right? That's a lot of money they're going to save. And so you combine that um, with the fact that they're gonna start using crypto. They're gonna be start using kind of crypto payments, give and take, right? Um, that's all positive. That's all positive in my in my account. I just I don't think it's a bad bet, and I'm personally probably gonna go in and I'm looking at I am looking at December. I am looking at December. Oh, sorry, November uh, through a cash secure put. I'm looking at. Um, I am looking at. Let's see here. Yes, December. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong stock. I'm looking at December. The stock is sitting at 66.90, right? So if it goes down a bit for whatever reasons in the next few, I'm look for some weakness. Look for some weakness for whatever reasons. Stock market up and down, up and down. Look for a little weakness. It goes down 4, 3, 4, 5% on a day. $75 cash secure puts. Try to get $6, $7 for it. Okay, $75. You're getting almost 10% back. Right, going to December. Not a terrible position to be in. $75 cash secure put. And I see it in this channel between $80 to $70. That's kind of what I see. It's just based on what I've been seeing. If we go back the last 3 months, July it was 66, then late July it was 80, then it goes down to like 73, then goes back up to 80, then come down to 75. It stays in that channel for the most part right now. It's trying to, I think, consolidate, right? So it goes to $74, 74, $73 a share at some point. It looks like it wants to go back down a bit, right? Cash secure put it to a $75 cash secure put. Try to bring in $8, $7, $8, right? Not terrible. Not a terrible bet, my friends. And you could own a very good, legit, solid stock that's just waiting for catalysts. It's just waiting for catalysts, and then write it up to 100. Write it up to 100, 95, 100. Um, Sell some $105 covered calls out a couple of months. Bring in $10. What's the problem? You got it at 75. You sell it at 110. Bring in some premium. That's what we do. So, anyways, I'm probably going to be adopting this puppy into the Savage 20, and that's kind of like what I wanted to touch base, right? And also, I wanted to come in and say what's up to you guys and see what you guys, are doing tonight. Obviously, just chilling. What we got here? Dooley saying, let's go hit the thumbs up. Karen D saying, don't forget to say hi. No, you did not. JJ saying Savage. Yeah, so if you're getting $20 and a $40 cash secure put, every second cash secure is another cash secure put on SoFi, guys. So don't be afraid if SoFi shows a little weakness in the coming up weeks. And it will, especially, before earnings. It always gets hit a little bit, right? If it even goes back to 25, let's say it goes back to 26, 25 for whatever reasons, right? Big if, obviously. $40 cash secure puts may just be at more than $20. I'm going in with at least maybe 10 of them. We'll see. I mean, we're taking what the stock market gives us, right? And we give them nothing. We give them nothing. We take their money, and it's not personal. And then we say, thank you, may I have another, right? Um, Market be crazy, market be nuts. Market wants to give me $1 million, baby, and that's what we're here to do is try to take as much money off the table as possible. Try to grow our portfolios and going through cash secure puts, which is kind of like the most, if not, like the most conservative way in which to enter a trade when you're looking at a stock that is attractive and something you're willing to hold a couple of years through a cash secure put. And once you own the 100 shares, because those shares got put into your account, then you look at covered calls when the stock runs 10, 15, 20% in a day. That's how we do it. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, I wanted to do some due diligence and kind of say what's up to you guys. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow night at 5 p.m. California time. Hopefully you guys will tune in. I'm not gonna go on Monday morning because I got prior engagement and I got to take the little one, my son, to the doctor, and so I may go in the afternoon. I don't know yet, and I think Tuesday I may go on for a little bit in the morning, but until then, if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 5 p.m. My fellow simpletons and degenerates, thank you for watching. You guys have a great night and a good rest of your weekend, and I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, my friends. Take care and peace out.